Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Crow's Nest podcast, episode 16. So in the end, last week was not the last episode of this podcast because, we still haven't been called up. At least I haven't yet.
I got moved to my team's roster today.
Oh, so you are. So it should
Yep.
not be long for me. There are probably, I have no reason to stay down. So, it's just a matter of doing it.
Yep. So, as always, we're going to start with some questions for our last episode of this before we change names and probably be back in like 2 weeks.
Yep. So we start with Blues Fan 55 with this first question. It's almost IHF time. What are the predictions? So IHF start Saturday? Yeah.
Is it Saturday or Sunday? Saturday, I think.
One or the other. I think it's the 25th, so it would be Saturday.
Yep, Saturday.
So I did my season prediction, so I can actually just go get that and
The PT.
yeah, that's pretty much it. There's a PT, so this morning it was actually really easy to just be yeah, I'm gonna put those things in. So if I remember correctly, in Group A, because my internet is kind of slow, so I had Germany. I don't know if I kept Russia second. I had Canada and what was the last team? Austria, I think, that went to the meta round in the Group A. With Czechoslovakia, blah blah blah. Well, I don't close enough, and UK failing out, or Latvia. I don't remember who was in Group 1. Why is it so slow to load? Oh my god. Okay, there you go.
Find my post.
Mine is the first one. Okay, so in order, I had Germany, Russia, Canada, that's Latvia, yeah. No, Austria, UK, and Czechoslovakia. No, Latvia. Oh my god, those teams, all the European flag, of, Czechoslovakia, Latvia, and, Austria, I cannot differentiate them. So those are my pick in Group A. And in B, I have Sweden, Finland, Norway, Ireland, USA, and Czechoslovakia. So
Mine's a little different.
yeah, I would not be surprised to see that you put USA in for Group B. Yeah.
I was actually thinking of just quoting yours and then taking out the quotes.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't count if you do that. But I was thinking about just doing that. But at the same time, I was like, there's a few things I'd differentiate from. And I was on mobile. So I just quoted somebody else and then switched a couple things around.
I'm probably going to change some stuff as well, actually.
Yeah, so for mine, I have Germany winning Group A, Russia second, Austria third, Canada fourth. Those two, I think, could flip-flop either way. Then UK and Czechoslovakia. And then
that's
Group B.
Latvia.
Is it Latvia? Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sorry, Latvians.
I'm looking at the tags right now, so.
And then Group B, I have Norway, then USA, then Sweden, then us, and then I have Finland missing.
Yeah, that's actually what I was thinking to change. Put Norway higher and Finland missing.
It's really, I don't know. I think it could be any of those first five in that group that could make it. It very well could be us out. It could be, I think anybody but Norway could be out.
Oh, Germany. And then, in my opinion, Germany will not be out.
I'm talking about Group B.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. No, Group A, I'm pretty sure Russia and Germany make it. Honestly, I just don't see any way that UK and Latvia make it. So those two are probably the guaranteed
missing.
Which
team last season were destroyed. Like, let me go check.
Yeah, if we could have just got Canada's spot or something like that.
It was Latvia. Latvia was destroyed last season. They won 2 match on 10.
Yeah. And then Germany winning it all because I just don't see them losing. It's going to be, in my opinion, Germany and Norway. One of them's going gold, one's going silver.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I have to like right now. Since I changed them because yeah.
Then I got Russia taking in bronze.
I had Canada. So it's going to be really interesting to see that one.
Yeah. I think it could be Russia, Canada, or USA, or Sweden.
Yeah. I don't see Austria taking medal. But I'll be honest, I don't see us taking a medal.
Not this season, no.
But other than that, anyone could go for the bronze medal.
So happy looking at the rosters in the index, though, because there's always that overall rating that they give for every team. And we're no longer 69. We moved up to a 70.
Oh, that's good. And next season will be even better.
Yeah, next season's going to go way up.
Like, I know, well, especially since
Latvia's a 61.
Oh my god. Czechoslovakia is 68.
Yeah, Germany's usually the highest. I think they're like 76.
They're at 75 right now.
Mine's at 76.
Canada is at 76 for me.
Huh. Canada's at 77 for me. You might be looking at last season's.
Yes. Yes. I was exactly going to say that. Am I looking at season 36? Yeah, still, yes. Let me go check. So Germany was not the highest last season, so that's the thing to keep in mind. Canada is 77 actually this season.
Yeah.
Canada
Norway's a 72, Russia's 74.
So Canada is the most stacked team.
UK actually has a better team than us, and
USA is also.
US has 77, yeah.
Yeah. But USA will be hurting next season.
Yeah, they're going to lose quite a few, though. I think they get an extra season out of some of these, like Allen.
Yeah, next season, like season 38, they will still have Allen, but after that, no.
Yeah, they're losing Crutch, but then they'll have Clint coming in probably. I mean, that's not going to compare when you got like 1,200 TP defensemen to like Clint will probably be like 800 or 900 then. But
yeah, Crutch is one, like, even like right now he's one of their best players.
Yeah.
Even retired is in the top 3 of overall. The overall can be take with a grain of salt with the way that some of our stats are like.
Yeah, those overall ratings aren't very accurate most of the time anyways. Even on the STHS website it says to probably ignore them.
Yeah.
And you can turn them off.
Surprised. I love to see how some of those players are like 19 in the Simmons line, but like you know they're not 19. Like,
yeah, I mean there's like one that's 16.
Well, Joe's players is at like 19 for USA. Visor is at 19. It's like what? No, that makes no sense.
Yeah, it doesn't change. That's why.
But some players have higher age, so that's what's weird. Like Crotch is 27, like in the Simmons line.
It's just whatever date you put in on your character creation, they just copy that exactly.
Yeah, probably that's what I would like think. When is 17? Oh my god. Yeah, I just didn't put any age because I was like, that makes. Oh, one is like 97. What the hell? But yeah, so what I was saying, I didn't put any age because I was like, it doesn't make any sense in my head to put an age for a player that like season will be shorter than a year. So it's like, nah.
Yeah, I just threw in a random date at the end. I was like, yeah, I figure if I'm coming in as a rookie, he should be around like 18 to 20 something. So
yeah.
Apparently I picked for me to be 21. I don't know. Don't even remember.
Yeah. So to come back on the subject, the last thing, the leading goal scorer. Who did you have?
Jason Visser.
Yeah, yeah, that's a pick I was thinking too, but I took homeboy Dieter Dominique. I don't even know how he pronounced his name.
Yeah, I don't either.
So homeboy.
Who does he play for? Germany?
Uh, is it Germany?
No. Yeah, there he is.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's why. Like I picked someone from Germany, so.
Yeah, I would have probably went with Lord Pretty Flacco if I was going to go with a German.
It was close, like but homeboy.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much all for my prediction, and I think it's you as well.
Yep.
Alright, so next question. We're all going to be rookie next year. Just a prediction, any sleepers not named Ace?
I mean, Ace wouldn't be a sleeper. But at the same time, I don't know. I don't think it really depends on, excuse me, TPE as much, especially if you're within like 100 TPE of each other.
Yeah, that's my guess too.
As much as it is just playing time and what team you're on.
Yeah.
Like, I hate to blow my own horn, but I'm going into top 4 in a good situation.
I'm not. I'm probably on the third line.
Yeah, and like I think Ace is going to play one of the top 2 lines or so. So he's going to have a good chance. God, I don't even know who else is going up off the top of my head now that I'm thinking about it. I wouldn't be considered rookies. I don't know what Nor's going to play for Hamilton.
Like,
who else we going up?
Like, Blues is saying we're all going on, but I'm like, I know 3 person, 4 person.
Well, St. Louis lost a lot, and I think that's where he's getting some of it from. Like, I'm going up, Ace is going up, he's going up, Trella's going up, Tuck's going up.
Oh, so you guys have a lot of players.
Yes.
I don't know who's going up for the Raiders. A lot of players, but I don't know exactly who. So it's like, yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing. I just don't know who all's going up, so I could give
And
biased opinions on who I know, but it could be someone that I'm like, oh, I didn't even think about them.
Yeah, and to be honest, also, I just don't like. I also don't know most of the teams you are drafted to, so I'm like, yeah, they could be good or they could not. I don't know with whom they're gonna play.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is I'm going off of lines that I know, or at least that, assuming with initial talks of lines and stuff like that, because Ace has talked about being on a higher line. I know Trella's probably playing like third line, so obviously less time and less opportunities. You never know, though, with the sim, and he could dominate other third lines.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm going into top 4. I think right now I'm the third highest TPE defenseman on the team.
Whoa.
Well, I broke 700, so it's not terrible.
Okay, it's close.
Yeah, so I'm at like 712 now. Or something like that. And even with the other stuff coming by the start of the season, I should be about 750.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be too bad. But again, I'm a defenseman, so I don't see myself winning it.
Yeah, yes. They go with stats mostly.
Yeah, it's gonna go with
Points.
stats, and unless I'm just feeding Randleman and Joe and all those high TPE Dragons forwards, then I won't have much of a chance. But I'm shoot first, so they're gonna have to eat some rebounds.
It's still a high possibility though.
Yeah, we'll see. If I had to choose, it'd probably be Ace, even though it's not a sleeper. And he said not to choose that.
Yeah. Yep.
And
That would be
who's
my choice
gonna
too.
win the Challenge Cup? Is the next one? Is this before Game 7?
No. 21st. Or maybe. My guess would be no, but like
I'm gonna check.
maybe.
We can still assume for next year, next season too.
Yeah.
Um.
So.
Playoff Central.
Oh, fucking play-by-play. I hate them so much. Game 7 started the 21st at 7 p.m. Yes, it's before the Challenge Cup. So, I will say the Jets.
I mean, I knew ahead of time.
Yeah,
anyways, because of looking at the index.
Well, I'm the PvP director, so I knew.
Yeah. You don't have to
look.
You just look.
No, yeah, that's true. So I wanted to see who would win. So, especially, my main curiosity about who was winning this series was the ice time inflation.
Yeah, that's kind of what I want to see, is to see what happened with that fight. Because I knew if Winnipeg won, it was probably going to throw it into overdrive. I had a feeling that a change was going to happen either way, but them winning would really push it home.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening in the SHLHO because I'm not there, but I did not read the forum as well, so I don't know if there was more talk about it.
I know Wally did the post about it.
Oh, really?
And, well, he's not in head office. He just did like a poll post talking about it because he wanted to get an idea.
Yeah.
I think it's still up there. And who was it? Argar or Avakale? One, I can't remember which one's in head office. I think it's Argar Bargar. And he was saying how Wally had jumped the gun because head office was going to do it.
Okay.
So yes, they're definitely talking about it, and he said it's very still preliminary talks and stuff, but he said something along the lines of there would be a change made.
Well, I'm happy then. It's about time.
I think I got moved to graded articles. And I totally don't see it. Of course I don't.
They deleted it. There you go, fixed.
Oh, there it is. Oh, wait, no, that's a different article. Damn it.
Well, I just went to Wally's post, and it's in general discussion. It's still present.
Was it there? I thought it was in media, so that's why I didn't see it.
Yeah, no, it's in general discussion. Let me see if I can find.
There it is.
Yep. So, Argar Bargar said that we were going to put this decision to the public ourselves. So this is jumping the gun.
Yeah. I read that like 2 days ago, so I was trying to go off memory.
Yeah. Well, it is exactly what you said, almost. So.
Yeah, and you can look at the voting and see, majority are for the change. There's only 8 people out of 70 that voted to not make changes.
Wow.
Or 25 people voted to require 9 forwards and 6 defensemen. 18 voted for 9 forwards and 5 defensemen, and 14 voted for 9 forwards and 4 defensemen.
Yeah.
So you're looking at like 80% of the vote voting for a change. So yeah, same as you. That's the only reason I was really keeping up with it. I didn't care for either team, so I didn't really care who won it. I like Zach a lot, so I wasn't mad that Winnipeg won. And Toe is a pretty cool dude.
For honing the Toronto first round pick, I'm kind of still happy they lose. Sorry, no offense, Toronto, but 13 or 14 is still different.
Yeah.
Not a huge difference, but it exists.
Next season, though, who would you say is going to win it?
Maybe Seattle.
See, that's what I was thinking too. They have the depth. They still have players that are. I think the only person they're losing is like one person who's going to free agency.
Yeah,
Kane.
And they are strong. I mean, it's been 2 seasons that they are actually surprising me more than I was expecting from them. So this season, they're the team that finished at the top of the standing. I'm pretty sure. So that's Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's a big showing. Like, when I joined this website, when I joined the SHL, Seattle was
A joke.
a joke. The team everyone was making fun of, and I was like, okay, this team is clearly not that good. And now I'm kind of, oh no, they are actually good. Like, what the
Yeah, I
hell was
think they had
people
like
was talking about like 2 seasons ago?
I think they had a lottery pick that first draft when we were going, when our draft happened,
The
and
SHL draft?
yeah,
Oh,
I
that
want to
was
say they
me.
did.
Like, the lottery pick they had was mine. Like,
Okay, so yeah, so that's how bad they were. Is that they were, third basically, or they would have picked third had they not traded it.
yes.
But and that off season after that draft, Clardy made move after move after move, and everybody was like, "Oh, it's not going to do anything." And then all of a sudden, they're like third in the West, and you're like, or fourth. I think they finished fourth in the West, but
Yeah.
they still made the playoffs, and everybody's like, "The fuck."
And now this season they're first in the league, and it's like, what?
Finally, the West, taking out the people that missed, basically did a complete flip from the season before, because
really?
we were up top and Seattle was fourth, and I'm pretty sure Winnipeg was third and Texas was second. Though those might have been the same as they are now.
Yeah.
I think Seattle has a good chance next season. I think we're going to pass Texas. They're losing. They lost Kinsler, I think, last season, and then they're losing even more people after this season. It's really their last hoorah.
Yeah.
So I think we'll flip with Texas. Winnipeg will still be ahead of us. I think Seattle and Winnipeg probably come out of the West for the final two, and whoever wins that wins it all. The East I don't see changing too much. Probably see Toronto flip with y'all.
Yeah.
And Hamilton will be up there with Buffalo fighting for that fourth spot.
I'm hoping
East is so close.
Really hopefully that the Wolfpack is waking up next season. Like, the slow start are actually really hurting the team.
I'm indifferent either way.
Well, that's normal. It's not your team.
Exactly.
I could say
Well,
the
there's some
same thing
teams that
about
I
the
don't like.
Dragons.
There's some teams I don't like, and the East I don't really care about most of the teams.
Except in finals, I would guess.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. No teams really just stand out as really care for in the East at all.
Yeah.
If I had to root for any of them, maybe Minnesota or New England. I don't know. Either one of those two. Whereas the West, I'm just like, fuck that team, fuck that team, fuck that team, fuck that team.
Fuck all of them.
Yeah, except for San Francisco and Edmonton, because they've been jokes since I've been on Calgary. Though Edmonton's going to get a lot better next season, so it'll probably turn into fuck that team.
So, yep. That was the answer for the Challenge Cup. Next on is Clint. Who do you think should win SHL Defenseman of the Year? The obvious choice may be Dover, but it seems that he was playing top right wing for a good part of the later season of Hamilton. Which I'm pretty sure was true, because I heard many times people saying Hamilton had some weird lines.
Yeah, last I checked, Dover was playing forward, and he got a lot of goals. Like, he had a couple hat tricks even.
What the hell?
So, I don't know how they'll count it. It's a tough situation.
Yeah, well, it will. There's two things that can happen. People actually look at the index and be like, yeah, that's a bit weird, and like they remember that like Dover was playing actually right wing, or
Yeah.
they won't look at that, and they will just vote for whoever had the most points.
Yeah, Argar actually put out a media piece this morning, about the Scott Stevens, which is that award.
Okay.
So he detailed a lot of that stuff with that. talking about Dover specifically, saying he'll definitely get a lot of looks. However, the fact that he played the last series of games as a forward and saw his goal totals and point totals skyrocket. He didn't have nearly the goal scoring or point pace as a defenseman that he did playing as a forward. So we'll see if that's acknowledged by the awards committee, basically.
Yeah, that's going to be really interesting to follow. I'm trying to see what was the first game that he played wing. So this one he wasn't playing wing. So it's around the last 10 games, I would say, that he switched to like wings.
But that's a fifth of the season.
Yes. So it's not an excuse, but that's about when it changed. Probably, in my opinion, it's probably when they were eliminated for real that he switched.
Yeah, it still goes off a lot of the point totals for the awards, and he has 10 more points than the next defenseman, but it's such a hard... I don't envy being that awards committee. I'm glad I'm juniors. If it was me, it would be really hard to give it to him, but at the same time, he did play defenseman for 4/5 of the season or whatever.
Well,
so I'd have to see what his point totals was at that point.
Yeah, for me, I would actually go back to the index and calculate how much is scored as a forward and how much is scored as a defenseman. Do pro rata the pace compared to the other defensemen and check where it could be. Is it actually a big difference? If the pace still end up higher than the second defenseman, well, yeah, sure. But if it's not, it's well, maybe not.
Yeah, it's hard either way. And it skews some other defensive stats like shots blocked, where now his goes down, and the next person has more, and who knows how many he would have had continuing to play D. And I look at that a lot for a defensive stat.
Same, because it is a good defensive stat.
Try not to rely on plus minus because it is really a team stat, especially for those awards.
Oh yeah, you can see it clearly that it's a team stat. Especially in the junior, those last 2 seasons, the top 10 was full of Hamilton dudes.
Yeah.
Not Hamilton, Halifax.
Yeah. Between him and Malkin, who's the next closest in points, their big difference is penalties and hits. Malkin had 21 hits and only took 6 penalty minutes, where Dover had 161 hits and had 74 penalty minutes. So I guess you can look at that how you want to value those stats as well. If it was me, I'd probably give it to Malkin just because. Well, again, it would depend on the pace and where he was at. Because you never know, he could have ended up having a hat trick as a defenseman. It happens.
Oh, yeah.
So, but by playing forward, I think, in my opinion, it should have negated him getting any awards for defenseman.
Yeah, it's hard to say, because at the same time, like you mentioned, he still played the 4th of the season, as a defenseman. So it's 80% of the season is still a long, stretch.
Yeah. I don't envy them, and they're going to have a tough choice.
Yeah. So next up, name a more worthy first overall pick than Crutch.
Oh. See, it's hard because Crutch has a history, and he's going to be a high TPE earner, even though he's not right now, but I'm pretty sure that's on purpose, and he hasn't updated. He's been claiming stuff, or doing the PTs and stuff, but he hasn't claimed it on his update page on purpose.
Really?
I don't know why.
Maybe for... That would make no sense, actually. Well, maybe it's just a bit more, lazy, because, Well, no, he's not cap, actually.
It might just be to see if he'll drop just because of that. He might just be having some fun.
I would not see him drop, but how much TP does he have? 237. And his last update is
He might have updated since I saw him say that. Oh,
No, October. Oh.
Yeah. Like I said, he's doing it on purpose. TPE wise, he should be.
It's a month. That's clearly like probably on purpose.
Yeah, he should be top 2 or 3 in TPE. I don't think anybody will go ahead of him just because it's the same situation with PB in our class.
Yeah.
You know what you're going to get. You know, you're going to get a person that's going to probably be, even if they're not top TPE, they're going to be top 10, and they're going to be here. It's not like they're just going to go inactive or something like that and ghost. And by taking a rookie, you never know what happens. They could be the biggest earners ever, and then just gone. So, I can't see anybody going higher than him. If anybody was, it would probably be Bobby Watson, just because of his TPE totals.
Like, if it's a first gen, which some team likes. Like, it's not something rare. Like, that some team prefer to pick a first gen over a recreate. Just for the enthusiast of being on the website. A first player create will always be more eager on the website than a recruit. So that's a possibility. So in my like you said, like that would have been my pick as well for a first gen player. Any other recruit? Not really. Like Finn could have a chance. Like, is he actually GM of one team? I don't.
Yeah, he's going second round to Buffalo. Or no, not even second round. They get auto drafted in SHL.
Okay, so like that's a reason why Finn would not be like a candidate, because he cannot be drafted. And other than that, Cynthia could be someone. I don't know. I haven't followed her activity, however.
Hold on. I was getting up my initial scouting list. Though this is...
Yeah, I don't have any scouting list.
Yeah, well, you're not a scout.
Not officially, at least.
I am now.
Yeah.
I did a scouting, but the TPE is not up to date because I was not going to go throughout the week and doing it. Since the draft is Sunday, probably tomorrow evening or Saturday sometime, I'll go through and do a last-minute update of TPE just to get something accurate off their update pages. Everything I have right now is just off their player page.
I was like, the draft is Sunday? No, it's next week, but I'm thinking about the junior draft.
Yeah. So Bobby's in front by like 13 over Finn.
Oh, okay.
On mine, and again, this has probably changed a lot since this, including update pages. So it would have to be him, in my opinion, if anybody else. But I just don't see anybody going over a Crutch.
Everyone knows it's Crutch. So
yeah. It leads into the next question, though, and is: do you think Edmonton keeps their first round or their first overall pick, or they trade it? And if they trade
it,
yeah.
Okay.
And if they trade it, what team would need it?
What team would want it?
Well, he says need, but I think it's more of what team wants, not needs.
Oh yeah, that's sure. Like when you trade for first overall, it's really a need. Because you can get like a good, depending what your team is, that's sure. Depending how much you move on, it's often a want, especially for a recreate. Oh my god, I'm so lost on that website. Okay, I want to go to the draft section. Okay, there you go.
Is the list up on that?
No, Eggy was lazy.
Yeah, so you have to go to the
announcement. I want the Lotto announcement. I want to know who's picking where. Oh my god.
There you go, draft lottery.
It's not even an announcement. I'm gonna burn this website to the ground.
Let's see here. Well, it should go in Actually, I think it's just first, and then it goes in reverse order. So, Edmonton gets it, then I think San Francisco gets second. Well, would have.
No. Yeah, San Francisco would have got second, but they traded it to Los Angeles Panthers.
Who then traded it today?
Oh, did they?
Yeah. Ooh, who did they trade it to?
Buffalo?
No, I saw it on there. Let me get to that general transactions page.
My desk is pissing me off. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know if you're hearing the like kind of bang since earlier. It's because my the platform for my keyboard and mouse is like trying to fall to the ground. So okay, transaction.
Yeah, I'm looking at some of these to see which ones. Toronto.
Los Angeles Panthers. Yeah, they traded it to Toronto.
Yep. So Toronto picks second, and then Hamilton, I think, picks 3 and 4 or so.
Yeah, Hamilton 3 and 4, then the Stampede, then New England. Oh, man. That's actually tricky. Who would Toronto want? Did they go after Cynthia again?
I don't know.
Like, I don't know. It's like with symmetry now. I don't know who they will want to go pick, but like the fact they traded their first, like for another first, mean that they probably want someone.
Yeah, I think Hamilton moves up for one, if anybody does.
I don't see Hamilton doing it again.
If they want Crutch bad enough and not rookies, you know.
But they still have strong rookies right now. Like they have Phelps, they have his brother. Well, not brother in the sim, but they have QC. They have Sleepy, Nor, Loco. They still have Goonie, who's really young, so they don't need the first overall.
But that's the thing is, the gap is 20 TPE dropping from. If you don't get Crutch, you know what you're getting, and then Bobby goes second, assuming. Then
but
Finn's gone, his third.
Yeah, but 20 TP is not a lot.
But the people that are there is rookies, and then a Recreate who ghosted before, and a Recreate who I'm pretty sure has argued with some of the Hamilton players before.
Oh.
And then another Recreate who said, put out a media this week of don't draft me. So,
yeah.
You know, they might be looking at, there's no value here for us in this area. Might as well spend those two to get the one we want.
That could be true. And, like, Edmonton is known to, like, trade their pick often. Like, their first. They had it, like, for 4 season or something. So, or 3, and, like, there was one of the 4 season I was on this website, they didn't have it. So, yeah, that's gonna be interesting to see if they trade it this time.
Next up.
Yes. Do you think Vancouver keep their first overall pick or trade it? If they trade it, what team would need it the most?
I don't think anybody trades for it.
No. Especially since it's supposed to be a Reddit draft, so you will have a lot of people. What? Suppose, because I have yet to see the Reddit thread.
I talked to Nora about that again today or yesterday. I think it was today.
Okay.
Still waiting on the mods. They have not got back to them.
Yes, they will have to pressure them. It's starting to be, in my opinion, really like they need to do it this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, today would have been the perfect day for it to go up because there was no hockey. So anybody getting on our hockey, that would have been easily upvoted to the top. And tomorrow, like, there's a game at, like, noon, so there's going to be posts going up.
Yeah.
I think Vancouver keeps it. I don't see any reason that anybody would want to trade up, especially if you're looking at just the recreates who signed up already. There's no way to be like, oh, I definitely want that one over this one for one. Take it out TML because he's our second round pick in St. Louis.
Yeah.
And then who else was there? Dangle's recreating, Allegiant recreating, Cope recreating.
Yeah,
Galactics.
I was gonna say TML, but he's auto drafted. So it's well, you have to draft him. Yeah, that's a second round pick, right there. The earliest too, actually.
Yeah, because we have a few, I think. I don't know. I have to go look now.
But yeah, there will be good players.
Yeah, there's too many good players for somebody to be like, oh, definitely moving up to get that. Oh, let's see here. Season 38. So, yeah, we have our first, y'all second, Kelowna second. So y'all second will go to TML.
No. The other.
No,
it's gonna be Kelowna.
Oh, yeah, it'll be Kelowna. So Kelowna's goes, then we get y'all's. And then we have a third, a fourth, 2 fifths, sixth. We actually traded a few picks to help in this season because we had such a good draft last season. So we didn't need as many coming into this Reddit draft. And because it's so deep, we can still get value with like those fifth rounders. Well, we should. Hopefully we can get, what would that be, like 40 people? Yeah. Hopefully we can get like 40 or 50 people off a Reddit draft. If not, then it's a pretty bad one.
Yeah, definitely.
Jeez. All these Discords blowing up.
Yeah. Just put yourself in like do not disturb.
I should.
So this cover Vancouver, I really don't think they trade that pick anyway.
Yeah, I don't think anybody needs it enough to move up.
Next up is what position would your SHL team benefit the most from getting an FA?
Free agency.
For us, that would be defenseman. Goalie will be something to keep an eye on as well soon. But I think we're pretty good for forwards this season at least.
Yeah, he says leave specific names out as for tamper reasons, but I can't tamper if I'm not offering them.
Well, and also like I don't have any names. I have position. I don't really care who it is. Like, yes, there are some people that I would appreciate more than others, but like,
yeah,
it's not about that. It's about the positioning.
Like, I think Priss became the big one that everybody wants, but again, it's a forward. So, and like y'all don't need him, we don't need him.
Yeah.
Or at least, I don't know what we need forward wise. We do have old ones that are like Gagne, Copenhagen. He just recreated, so we only got one more season with him, and some getting old. But who knows what we do with that because money. And we're hurting at goalie, so that's the other big problem. Is do we go after one of the big goalies or do we stick with Hocklet, who's closing in on 1,000 TPE, but there's people like Haas out here that's younger and have like 300 more, but probably want a lot of money.
That's true.
And, who knows what other goalies go to free agency because you have like, I think Pell from Texas, if she doesn't re-sign before free agency opens. But she's just not on the site every day, so who knows with her. And then I think Harder was, but he re-signed today, though he was old and less than Hocklet, so, it was interesting with goalie. I think that's our biggest need, and when we signed up, it was funny because everybody said don't sign up for goalie because it was so stacked, and now a lot of those goalies are getting older, and there's nobody to replace them.
No, that's the thing that's really tricky about actually creating a goalie. Uh, you have to time it really right, because you still want to be good for a long time. So you want to time it that when the old guys are actually like close to retiring, you're good. So like that's the tricky part.
Yeah.
And since there is like limited amount of goalie spot, you also don't want to ride the bench for like 6 season or something like that.
Oh, it's funny because they told us not to, and then
Yeah.
had we done it, and they were active around what the top of the class is in the 600 to 700 TPE range, they would be getting into that 1,000 range, as most of them are starting to get old.
Yeah.
So
Like,
it would have been perfect timing.
Yeah, I would have loved doing it and like that kind of stuff, but I did it forward. So like maybe one day I will recreate as a goalie. Maybe we'll see.
Yeah, I'll see. I might be a forward just because I want some glory for once.
Yeah, it's kind of nice to have all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I just get. I mean, my player's scrubby anyway, so it's not like it's.
It's your team's fault. It's not your fault.
I mean, no, it's my player's fault. The other defensemen do all right on the teams.
So it's your fault, okay?
Yeah. All right. SHL teams that'll be the most improved next season. Edmonton and Hamilton.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it, actually.
Yeah. Both got people coming up. Hamilton's just getting more and more TPE on those players. Edmonton's finally going to get people that are not bottom of the barrel, basically. So. All right. SHL teams that'll fall down the rankings the most.
Los Angeles. They lose Crutch. No, they don't have Crutch for its season. Never mind. But they struggle. Like, it's been a few seasons they struggle. I don't think they will do better. But at the same time, they were in high understanding.
I mean, they only missed the playoffs by 1 point.
Oh, that's true. Okay, then it's not that bad.
I think they dropped, though, a little bit. I don't know. They'll probably switch places with Edmonton, but they'll meet somewhere in the middle with points. I don't think they're going to be like 35 points.
Yeah, the thing with, like, it's actually really hard to say for that, because on one side you have the West, that it's a clear-cut difference between the good team and the bad team. So that means the bad team cannot really like fall down, or even like if the good team fall down a bit, it's still like it's still gonna be close. So it's not gonna be impressive. And then you have the East, that everyone is so close that everyone could be anywhere.
Yeah, 5 points for missing the playoffs for last place.
Yeah, so like that's the thing is like, yes, they could fall on the standing a lot, but does that mean they actually like fell off the standing, or it's just that it happened they lose 2 games and it made them fall to like 2nd to 6th?
Yeah, if Buffalo loses 2 more games to Hamilton and New England, and then all of a sudden, they're 6th from 4th.
Yeah, so like it's a really close game to say. I would say that I don't know. Like,
I think it'll be LA and Toronto that drop.
Yeah.
Not that they're gonna get much worse, but they will drop.
It's not that they're gonna get worse. It's just that other team gonna get better.
All right. Talking to me, I know mentors play a big role with the Reddit draft. How tough has it been so far? Not at all.
Well, yeah. You mentioned me as well about like the SMECHL HO, but it's like not at all because it still haven't been a Reddit draft so far.
Yeah, no Reddit recruits. We're getting I think we just had one actual rookie sign up, though the second one just came in, and they might be one too.
Yeah.
So we're getting a couple now that are just coming in, rather through recruiting. I think Ace recruited 2 people. And then another one today was from somebody else. So we'll see it blow up when the Reddit comes in, and that'll change my perspective on it. I don't think it'll be very easy, especially it's getting timed perfectly where I have so much to do with school as well as probably everybody else. And most of the mentors are students, especially like me and Pris, Wick. I think Wick's in graduate school as well as Dizzy.
Yeah.
So, a lot of these mentors are we're busy with school ourselves, and then we're gonna get hit hard. So we'll juggle it as best we can. We got the head office there to help you and Evans.
Oh, are we there to help?
You better help. Kick you out because you do nothing.
It's not my job to do anything. I'm how do you call it? It's I don't know the term in English. So it's like government employees that don't do anything, but they're still paid bucks to push paper around. That's what I do.
Alright, yeah, so we can just kick you and Evans out. Actually, Evans can stay just because it creates the tension with Pris. That's great.
Yeah, it's not true. I'm still in the server.
I'll just talk to Pris.
Okay.
Alright. Biggest shock of the NHL season so far?
I haven't followed the NHL season so far since the Avs are actually trash. Yeah.
Oh, they started winning a little bit, if I remember correctly, and then they went back to trash.
Yes, that's pretty much it.
I heard a rumor that Price might get traded.
Oh, really? Who will want his contract, though?
Nobody.
That's it. If it wasn't of that Dame contract, he could have been moved, but with that contract, he's gonna stay in Montreal.
Maybe. It depends
At least
how
for
bad.
a few years. Maybe they could trade him to, I think it's Arizona that have cap space.
They got Niemi, or not Niemi. God, no, they don't have Niemi. Ronta.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think we have Niemi now. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why your plus minus is going down the drain like ours did.
Yeah.
Let's see. Biggest shocks, though, for me, New Jersey being second in the Metro.
Oh, wow. They are second?
Yeah.
Is it Ishier that Ishier? I don't even know how to pronounce this in English. But
it's like Hishier.
Ishier. Yeah.
Hishier. I don't even know how to pronounce it either. I heard it like 5 times, and I could never do it.
Yeah, is it him or that make that big difference, or just overall?
They've had him do a little bit. What was the other ones? God, they've had a couple rookies. I'll click on their name real quick. I can't remember that rookie's name right now. As soon as I get to the stats, I'll see it.
Well, especially if it's in the top of the standing or something. So.
Will Butcher.
Okay.
And Jasper Bratt both have been really good.
Okay. Yeah, I heard Storm talking about Bratt often.
Yeah, Bratt's got 14 points. Hishier's got 15, and Butcher has 16, and they're 2, 3, and tied for 4th on the team in points.
Oh, whoa. That's impressive.
And Taylor Hall's up top. So yeah, New Jersey's been surprising. Tampa's been killer, but that really wasn't that surprising.
As long as Stamkos is healthy.
Well, Kucherov's been killing it too. I'd say Vancouver being in a wild card spot right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Colorado only being... Actually, they're tied with San Jose, but I think they have a worse row. Where's the row at? No, they have the same row. Worst goal differential. So, Colorado's almost in a wild card spot as well. Edmonton playing like ass, which I love at the same time. And then Vegas being first in the Pacific.
Yeah, Vegas was a surprise, actually.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm actually really glad they're doing well, because that showed that, like, expansion is something that can work the way they did.
Yeah.
So like the team was able to be competitive right away, and then they made moves to be even better.
Yep. And they've been doing all this with like their fourth string goalie.
Really?
They were playing with their fifth string at one point, who was like an 18-year-old kid from the WHL or OHL or one of those two or something like that. I think it was WHL. Because Fleury went down, then Subban went down, and then whoever the third string was, I don't even remember, went down. Then Legase went down, who was their fourth string.
Oh my god.
I think Legase is back now, and he's been playing all right, but Vegas has just been scoring enough to.
Yeah, and that's without keeping Chipachev.
Yeah, Shipachyov.
So that's actually really like. He was said to be a good player, but he was not able to perform here, it seems. And maybe attitude problems as well.
Yeah, I think it's a mix of he needed time to adjust to the speed and the rink size over here, and he refused to play in the AHL.
Yeah.
To do it, and he just wasn't good enough yet to be in the NHL because he scored like a goal in his first game, but then he never did anything that just stood out.
Yeah, well, it makes sense. I mean, if you're not ready, just go take a week to like get ready and come back better.
Yeah.
But if you refuse to do it, you're not helping anyone.
Pretty much. All right, any teams off to a slow start that you think will get their shit together?
The Habs?
Nope.
Hopefully, hey.
I'd want to say Edmonton because I figured they would, but they really don't look like they are.
Yeah, like they would, like they had a good chemistry last season, but they don't seem to be able to find it this one.
Yeah. You know, and then like you look at some of these teams that are in that gray area, like Boston and Ottawa, that I think will get better, but they're also both only like 3 points out of the wild card spot.
So they're pretty close.
Yeah, so they're playing meh, but the Atlantic's so weak anyways that they don't have a problem, in my opinion. The West is a little bit different, especially the Central, because it's so strong. I know I was looking at something earlier somebody said on Reddit, and it's like, what was it? Detroit is third in the Atlantic, but they're like 23rd in the league overall. And then both Boston and Ottawa, who are 1 point behind them, are 24th and 25th, or 25th and 26th in the league. I want to say 24th and 25th is what they were.
No.
So yeah, the Atlantic's really weak. Guess I would have to choose Edmonton or Dallas, Anaheim maybe.
The Habs. Let me dream.
Worst fans in the NHL, and why is it the Flyers?
I actually don't know. I don't look at fans.
It's the Flyers.
Though I have bad experience with Boston's fan, so.
Well, that's a rivalry, and it's the same with the Flyers and us. But I think a lot of people hate the Flyers fans, so
yeah.
It's not just a rivalry with us.
I heard bad thing about them, even if I don't care about them. So
yeah, Goonie's like the only good one. Well, Blues fans, a good one too, but he's half Blues fan. So it's half all right there. Goonie's like the only good one.
Yeah, Goonie. Everything Goonie love is fine when it's Goonie that loves it. That's pretty much all I have to say.
What are the Penguins and Habs kryptonite for a team they face? So what makes you lose?
Everything. Goals. Goals make us lose.
Yeah, getting goals scored against and not scoring any.
Yeah, that's a kryptonite.
Yeah, 54 goals scored for y'all.
Oh, it's terrible.
Which I think is tied for third worst in the league.
Like, I went to see the game versus Columbus, I think, recently. And it was just so terrible. Like, the game finished 2-1 in overtime. Like, already right there is like, that's not a lot of goal. And they just did nothing for like 50 minutes. It was so painful. I was so glad that I was with Enigmatic. Like, so at least I had like someone to keep me company and like to enjoy time with with her. And it's like, because man, I would have cried.
Yeah. You tied for the second most goals against the league.
Oh, it's terrible. Who's last? Arizona?
Yeah.
Yes. Wow. Price, come back healthy, please.
And Arizona has scored 5 more goals than y'all.
Oh my god. Why is Arizona better than us?
They're
Oh
not
my God.
better. They only have, 13 points. Y'all's 19.
Yeah, it's not that much better, but whatever.
Pittsburgh's Murray being fire one night and then literal shit like the next game.
Oh really? He's inconsistent?
Yeah, he's just flipping switches. Like last night he gave up 4 or 5. I don't even know if he got pulled.
Oh,
I wasn't able to watch it all because I was eating Thanksgiving dinner with the family, so I had it up on the phone for some of it. But
Wow.
yeah, so one game he'll get like 40 saves and a shutout or only like 1 goal against, and the next game it'll be like 5 goals and 18 shots, and you're like, the fuck, man.
That's actually really weird indeed. Like, it's a huge difference between the two.
Yeah, and our D sucks.
Oh,
Like
really?
Letang still isn't up to speed yet after coming off his injury. He's been ass this season. We'll see what happens. Maybe we just coast into the playoffs and then get hot. We'll see.
Yeah.
It's not looking too hot this season though.
And I personally don't want to answer the last question, so we're gonna end
Yeah.
the podcast here.
Yeah,
Like,
we can go ahead and end it.
do we have another? Like, I don't think we have more questions. No, that's it.
Nope.
So, thank you everyone for listening to us. So we still don't have a name for the next podcast, but we're gonna find something, I guess.
We'll figure something out.
Yep. So we'll see you next time.
Yep, in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Take it easy.
Have a nice off season.